Good evening, Randomania, and welcome to the first round of the Zelda 1 Randomizer 2020 Random Percent Tournament. Joining me tonight is XO19. How are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Can't complain, just sitting inside trying to do my civic duty.
You're a true hero.
Yeah, it is kind of nice getting to sit home on the weekends and do almost nothing, but at the same time, get to go crazy.
Absolutely. To me, all these days seem to be running together lately.
All right, and tonight we have EatMySteel 1 and xRussianbishop playing. This is their first matchup in best of three series. With the random percent, we pretty much have all of the flags set to 50%, could be on, could be off, with an exception of a few flags such as blackout, one hit KO. And we will be starting here shortly, and we'll see what kind of craziness can ensue.
Go. Both of these runners are veterans of the game.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty even matchup tonight, too.
They're off. Let's see, they both start with a wood sword. We can go pause here. So depending on the quest, it looks like if it's first quest, they're missing 3, 5, and 8. If it happens to be full second quest, they're missing 2, 4, and 7.
That's correct, and we're not gonna know for sure until they get into some levels and find out if we're in first quest, second quest, or shape. We have EatMySteel making it up here to the Armos. xRussianbishop did not quite make it, and we found a level. This is one of the flag sets turned on that does not include the level numbers, so we're gonna have to go around and check it out to figure out what level it is.
Now, free candles are on. Extra candles, I should say. So it's a good find for Russian Bishop.
Yeah, that's something that'll help out quite a bit with overworld exploration early on. EatMySteel does not have that yet, so that could actually work to Russian Bishop.
Also appears that we have the runners starting with a ladder.
And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but EatMySteel ended up picking up the floor drop, which was the scraps.
Well, appears at least we have 0 HP bosses. So it may come in handy.
That's always a good thing to find.
There's another level on Bishop's side.
And going by the pallets, it looks like the level pallets have been shuffled, so we're not really sure what levels these are, but that is a horrible room to find blue dark nuts in, and it's always nice to see the
It also looks like from the starting locations as well that we may have shapes here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what level EatMySteel's in, and it's not looking like anything that I know, so it's very possible we have shapes.
Triforce kit, and we'll see if he ends up with something greater than he already had. That's a solid no.
And it looks like it's one of the levels we already had. Another nice thing for these runners to see right now is that they have permanent sword beams. That's always a welcome thing to have, because you don't have to have full life to have the sword beams now.
Yeah, and even the enemies look like they're squishy tonight. So as long as you can avoid taking damage, it seems like you can almost take out anything with that wooden sword.
Yeah, having those two flags mixed, it makes for much easier combat than pretty much any other.
On Bishop's side, we saw some shuffle drop groups as Red Octoroks dropped bombs for him. So, Sausage, in these flags, is there something particular that you do not want to see come up?
I think the worst thing to see is lots of whiz robes and nothing but second quest dungeons. I know some people are much more comfortable with that than others, but those seem to be my two banes of existence with these.
Yeah, for me, would have to be the combination of plus HP on the enemies and white sword, magical sword replaced with bottle upgrades. Just makes
Those are never fun ones either.
Yep. So this will definitely be interesting. If this is truly shapes, these runners are not going to know which dungeon they're in with the level numbers hidden. I mean, they're going to be digging almost every dungeon just to try and see if they got a Triforce that they needed. I mean, that compass is going to be one of the most valuable things they can pick up at this point.
Yeah, the best thing to find when it comes to this is a quick compass in any level, and hurry up, figure out if it's one that you need. Looks like EatMySteel's a little hesitant to use keys this early, even though he has 5. It's always a good thing to conserve as many as you can, because you never know what you're going to come across in these levels.
Absolutely. It'd be nice to see if we have a boomstick for purchase. These runners could definitely use an atlas at this point.
Yeah, it looks like the book is at least going to be Understand Old Men. We'll have to find out if it's going to be Boomstick or Atlas, too.
No, nothing better than a room full of bunnies that go down the one. No arrows, no problem. Not in this scene.
Looks like EatMySteel found a power bracelet as a floor drop in this.
That'll be very helpful for some overworld exploration. Get a chance to take a look and see if any roads have been shuffled.
another good thing to check with these flags is if you have either a mixed quest overworld or second quest overworld, that could open up a lot more locations.
Absolutely. I think there's, what, 3 more locations if it's second quest? Besides the anyway?
That sounds right, yeah.
Bishop's going to get the bad news that this is not the dungeon he's...
And we have confirmation that this is Shapes. EatMySteel picking up the map in this dungeon, and it is ugly.
I don't even know what you'd call that. Oh, and it is a dungeon that we're looking for. We've got a flashing light on the map.
And although we don't have too many people watching at this moment, let's play Name That Shape. I dare anybody to try to figure something out with that.
I got nothing good on this end.
Neither do I.
Looked like Bishop tried to buy some hints there. I didn't catch if it was unsuccessful or not. You did mention book was needed to understand old men, right?
I've been seeing the same saying with everybody with the meteor insurance, so I don't think that we can understand old men right now.
There's a recorder for EatMySteel.
That's another item that could potentially open a lot of locations in the overworld, so 2 good finds in this level for EatMySteel.
So since this is shapes, at least on the front half, it looks like they're missing 3 and 5, and then it depends on what we got in the second half for sure, right?
Correct.
So based on the size, this could very well just be 3.
We actually could be 3, 5, or 8 on this one.
Yep. Got the confirmation, and it does look like it's 3 based on the pause screen there for EatMySteel. So,
And that would mean everything is cleared on it.
Yep. So now only a potential raft will block EatMySteel from exploring all of Hyrule.
Yeah, EatMySteel has some of the best early items to find because it opens up the entire overworld to them, except for the 2 raft locations. So
right.
being only 12 minutes in, that's really good for him.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, you got an any road shuffle, but he did pick up the recorder, and I highly advise most of these runners. I don't see this with a lot of the matches that I play. You want to hit that recorder almost as soon as possible. Figure out what it doesn't see. It could take you to unbeaten dungeon. It could do absolutely nothing. But it's always good to find out and rule out the possibilities as soon as you get it.
That's correct, and I do think too that it's an easy thing to forget too, that there's potentially that flag having the unbeaten dungeons, so we'll see if EatMySteel remembers here shortly.
So with Armo's Heart, well, we've also seen 2 items in the level 3 there. We definitely have Heart Shuffle on this.
Yeah, it would appear so. It's also interesting to see that both runners this early in the match are going through Grave and Death Mountain locations. You don't see that too often.
Well, it's a good, I'd say, risk-reward play. You know, because most players are, like you said, are not going to make this play. But if you get a couple of dungeons up here early, you can definitely get an advantage.
And EatMySteel finding the bomb upgrade white sword item over in Vanilla First Quest 6.
So just
And
made
with
this
that,
old lady look like a penguin. There's the recorder.
and looks like EatMySteel is making sure to check both of those Western Edge recorder locations, just in case we have second quest in the mix. And Russian Bishop taking an unfortunate death right before getting to the end of Western Death Mountain. That may be unfortunate if there's something important in those last couple spots that weren't checked.
Yep, we'll see how long it takes him to make his way back up there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's something that you lose a lot of time doing, so most of the time you're not gonna make a quick trip back. And with EatMySteel checking 3 of the second quest recorder locations, it's starting to look like we might have a first quest overworld too.
Yep, agreed. We'll definitely get confirmation of that once we see a Vanilla 2. But it sure does look like it. One is a coincidence, but any more than 10 spots to be opened up.
Yeah, and that can also save a little time on exploration, not having to waste on that. And we got Russian Bishop in a new level here. I didn't see where he was at.
He found the dungeon in the forest, I believe. I expect EatMySteel will find this shortly as he's making his way over there.
Unfortunately, Russian Bishop's having a rough time with getting those Dodongos out.
This looks like a very, very manageable dungeon. It's another small one.
Yeah, with it being a small one, I'm sure he's sitting here thinking this potentially could be level 3, so it likely isn't 5 or 8, but it could be 5. We've got another fresh dungeon on EatMySteel side too.
Yeah, it appeared that he bombed all 3 spots, and nothing.
Yeah, I think we may have a push-through wall, which would include second quest item.
Yep. And based on the starting location, it can't be second quest. I was going to say second quest 8 for a second there. Not with that, the ability to go down here. Oh.
Yeah, and with this, we may have shapes all around with second quest elements. And he found the raft now, too, so he has everything in the overworld covered.
Oh, the dungeon that Bishop is in is 5, it appears.
Yeah, this is good news for Bishop, and it should put him back up even with EatMySteel.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that staircase was just a troll room.
I'm surprised he didn't actually go back through it instead of doing an up and A to get back to the start of the dungeon.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision. I think it may be just to make a quick beeline towards the Triforce on this.
Got our first Wizrobe sighting over on EatMySteel's side.
And there's no better feeling than having 0 hit point blue Wizrobes.
Oh yeah. There's the map. Now, this is tiny too. This is probably not where EatMySteel wants to be at this point. He doesn't know that.
No, and with the way his progression's been going, finding items, I think he may be just wanting to finish digging it out and seeing what he can find.
No, absolutely. He's only got, I don't know, 10 rooms or so left. A lot of good stuff left out there. Red rings, wand, any key, bow and silvers.
At this point, too, even if you find the book in the dungeon, it may be worthwhile to take with everything being shaped so far. Give you a good advantage having the map once you walk into a dungeon if it's the Atlas.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. It's definitely worth the wand fire if you happen to find the wand later on. Just have the nice.
I would take it any day. And maybe we don't have a book for Understand Old Men because this hint here, the Dongo dwells along the coast, actually seems to be helpful.
Yeah, and that could very well be where EatMySteel is right now. Did open up this dungeon on the south coast.
Looks like we have Russian Bishop heading back into that dungeon, which was 5 and wants to finish digging out that last item in there.
EatMySteel collects his Triforce. He's gonna go back to the start of the dungeon here, look at his HUD, and realize I don't need this. That's unfortunate. Russian bishop's out of bombs. It does look like he's already hit that room to the south of where it currently is. Free bow on the coast for EatMySteel.
Okay, I ended up missing that. Had to reset my internet connection here, so I lost about 30 seconds. But bow is definitely a good find to have.
Absolutely, especially with the ladder. You don't have to worry about digging out something else just to get it. He's also rewarded with another level immediately. An early try. He's going to grab it and do a check. Based on the size, we know that this is also.
Yeah, if anything, it's a good quick health refill instead of starting over with the 3 hearts on an up and A.
Yeah, and he still has yet to check the recorder on it. Recorder to unbeaten dungeons.
Yeah, that's an easy flag to forget about. Unfortunately for Bishop here, even though this dungeon isn't large, it's proven tricky to find that last item. I think he's only got about 2 rooms left to check.
Yep. And with that vanilla level 2 cave, we've confirmed that we are absolutely in first quest overworld.
Yeah, that helps save a little time in digging when it comes to the extra spots, but at the same time, it probably also hurts EatMySteel a little bit having that recorder and power bracelet so early.
Oh, I feel so bad for Russian Bishop. He did a lot of work in that level 5, only to come up with the ladder which he already has.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate beast of these seeds. You never know if you're going to come across that item you started with, and even at that point, doesn't make the dig worthwhile, and you always just have to try to figure it out.
Yep.
And we got EatMySteel finding another level here. Got a southwest area start.
Yeah, this is another one that I think is new to both runners.
And Russian Bishop finding that level 2 here.
Yeah, this has really turned out to be quite a quick seed with these 0 HP enemies. And bosses. I mean, this is like the dream for most runners.
Yeah, I'm never that fortunate to find a seed like this, especially in a race.
Yep. Yeah, with my luck, I end up with plus HP, extra bosses are on, spider-infested dungeons.
Yeah, I'm always good at finding that 2 to 4 hour seed.
Nope, looks like EatMySteel might cut his losses in this dungeon as he picks up that compass and it doesn't flash on the map.
And that's a smart move by Steel. He's got a lot of the important items, pretty much everything but silvers. And at this point, you want to just say, all right, I need to hurry up and...
And there's the final piece of the pie that you might be looking for, dungeon wise.
Yep, and with the starting location, it looks like 7 through 9 are either shapes or first quest.
And with these flags, where there's a 50-50 chance that red, ring, and silvers are forced into 9, I always play them that you're going to find those items in 9 unless you see some inclination.
That's right. It's usually good to try to play for either those important items in 9 or having Ganon not being required. We've got EatMySteel finishing up in the northeast area. It seems like this eastern half of the map has been pretty dungeon rich.
Yep, and after this, it looks like he's got no place else to go except for Death Mountain. So we may see the caves that Russian Bishop failed to check earlier with Death.
Yeah, we've got eastern Death Mountain and a couple cave spots left, I believe, in the western part. So that may be another dungeon rich area. And with EatMySteel's progression here on his overworld search, and it looks like he may be heading to eastern Death Mountain shortly, unless he finds a level here at the waterfall.
Yeah, the only other place that I have not seen him check is the West Forest, as he routed around the coast, did all the east and the northeast as well.
And knowing he's getting pretty close to that point, decided to pick up a potion in the Take Any Cave, which that's not a bad move. If even with 0 hit points, sometimes you find a pretty gnarly level 9. So not having a lot of hearts or red ring or blue ring, that's not always a bad move to make.
Yeah, and I don't think we have seen any red or bubbles to this point, but if they happen upon them in the dungeon, definitely save you.
Yeah, we haven't seen any form of second quest enemy yet, whether it's the Salphos, the ropes, or the bubbles.
Oh, Blue Lever's dropping bombs as well today.
Yeah, it seems like all the opposite groups are dropping bombs. We've had quite a few of the non-bomb droppers doing it today. And EatMySteel, his stream there was lagging a little bit, but looks like he found a level and found a quick Triforce, so we'll see if it's one he needed.
Oh, it is. That was level 8.
Oh, that's a good quick find, having level 8 and then immediately finding another level and one screen to the west.
That's right. Now, I believe this is not the dungeon he's looking for, as it's further south in it, but I can't imagine it'll be too long that he's in here. Figures that.
Yeah, we've had quite a few quick compasses in these dungeons so far, so I've got a feeling this might be another one of those. It's odd too, we've had 3 levels now that look surprisingly similar.
Oh, there's a block. That's the first block we've seen so far in this seed.
Yeah, making it over 35 minutes in to end up coming to a block, that's saying something. This seed has been very friendly so far.
Looks like he's making a beeline to buy some arrows to circumvent that.
Yeah, and fortunately he didn't have to go too far to make it there, so he'll be making a quick trek back to that level. EatMySteel's having a little bit of a hard time getting lined up with that Goma, but ends up getting it. Doing a pretty good job of the fireball dance in that Chevy.
Absolutely, definitely not the easiest room to fight a Goma in.
Nah, it's always nice to have a little bit of leeway going back and forth when they're shooting fireballs, and you only get about 4 tiles to work with when it comes to that Chevy room.
Oh, it's a book. Pick it up. Come on. You're in shades.
Yeah, knowing that the book isn't gonna be a boomstick. I'm sure that deterred steel, but at the same time, it would be nice to be able to have those maps if that is an atlas.
I guess. I mean, I'm just a big proponent of if I have not found the one and I stumble across the book, I'm going to pick it up 100% of the time. I mean, it's a no-win battle at that point.
Yeah, even if I know it doesn't do anything, finding a book that late, I might just take it out of spite even.
Yeah. I mean, at least go down there and burn it if you're not going to take it.
Yeah, gotta do something flashy.
That's right. And Steele picks up the compass and realizes this is also not.
This is not a level we were looking for.
Interesting to see where he goes. Looks like he's going to check the power bracelet spot here and then hopefully head down to the West Forest.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get everything cleared out before making that trek into Death Mountain.
Yeah, which is good news for him because we know this is where he.
And for Steel 2, having the knowledge of where 9 is, Russian Bishop doesn't have that. It'll definitely make for a quick jaunt over there to him.
Yep. This is the dungeon. This is level 5. See how long Steel sticks around in here to dig out items. I believe it was a heart container and then the letter on the floor.
At this point in the race, I think it's neat to point out how much they've differed in their exploration of the overworld and everything, but at the same time, they've been very similar with their routing.
Yeah, outside of that one trip up to Death Mountain for Bishop, these guys have been on the same pace all game. Unfortunately, Bishop, I believe, has spent a little bit more time in dungeons digging around than EatMySteel.
Yeah, I think Bishop's been really hoping for that game changer item, which sometimes that's what you want to do, take that risk.
Find the magic bomb hole for EatMySteel.
Yeah, this dungeon has not been friendly to him. Definitely would have been nice trying to figure out if that book was an atlas for him right now.
Absolutely. There we go. And there's his Triforce. I believe he will pick it up and head on over to level 9.
Yeah, at this point, definitely want to get into 9, get in there, and try to get that information. If the red ring and silvers aren't forced there, or if Ganon's required or not, it's always worth that check.
Absolutely. As a force of habit, he was killing some blue moblins on the overworld hoping for some drops. We know that that's not going to be what he's looking for. But
Yeah, that's a hard habit to break.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But he does have that bomb shop really close to level 9.
Yeah. And with nothing better to spend his money on, Russian Bishop picks up a blue ring.
And that's not necessarily a bad move, because even though we have 0 hit point enemies and bosses, we don't know if we ever require Ganon, if he will be 0 hit point too.
So if anybody in chat happens to hear more of Ganon, please let us know. I don't think either of us have.
Still, unfortunately, finding out there's pretty much only one way to go right now, and it's either through that door or through this staircase.
We'll choose to conserve the keys at this point.
Yeah, having shapes or possibly first quests, you definitely want to keep your keys as long as you can.
Now, what would be your preferred method of exploration here? Not having silver arrows, would you dip into every... Would you take every staircase that you found just to eliminate them?
My main habit is to avoid the staircases unless I need to take them. I try to make sure to keep track of where they're all at, and if I do end up getting blocked in a lot of spots, then I'll start taking the staircases and kind of map everything together. I know a lot of people, it's, take a staircase, hurry up, get through it, but for me, it has cost me a lot by taking them, so I try not to.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, you might pop up right in the right spot, or it could take you way off track.
Yeah, and I think there's been a few races I've been in where you hear the roar again in one room away from a staircase that I took. Then it takes another 10 to 15 minutes to get back to that staircase.
Speaking of which, here's Ganon. Let's see if Steel tries to bomb out of this room. And he cannot. And Ganon is not 0 HP either. Time to up an A.
And it looks like Steel has no way out, so he's gonna up an A.
So we don't know that Ganon's required. We do have a good inclination of that Zelda will most likely be in her room.
That's correct.
And being as such, she's going to be approached only from the north side. So you really want to gear your exploration now to rooms that you can enter from the south.
Yep, at this point, if you can go up, make sure to go up. And Steel is still also looking for the silver arrows. If you do end up stumbling across them, if Ganon does end up being required, it'll be nice to have those.
Yep.
And did a good job of the north and south ladder clip. That's always the harder of the two to get for me.
Yeah, I agree. I have trouble lining that one up myself. Well, there's the compass. Time to make a beeline to see whether or not Ganon's required.
And looks like gonna start taking the staircases now, hoping to pop up somewhere close.
Yeah.
And checking the map, if he can bomb to the west here, we'll get the information we need if Ganon is required or not required.
Yep. Yeah, this is not the way he wants to go.
Nah, I don't feel like he put it together, seeing that Ganon was in his room, so looks like now gonna try coming in from the south.
Yep. He's got one bomb left.
And I don't think he tried to bomb from that room just north of there, but we do have a key here, so this may be the route up to it.
Nope. So we did see wizards dropping bombs earlier, so as much as I'd like to avoid them typically, I'd be trying to kill them to get some bombs.
Yeah, at this point, got a decision to make whether to go get more bombs or try to farm them in the level, and looks like he's going to just go purchase them. May end up being the quicker move of the two.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 screens away, so you've already gotten sent back to the start of that dungeon. You might as well just leave. There's nothing in there that you really killed that's going to stay dead after leaving.
Yeah, and then also having knowledge of where both Ganon and Zelda are, I think that's a good move. Just hurry up, go buy a couple packs of bombs, and get back in.
Yep, and it looks like Bishop did find level 5. Presumably he's gotten his exploration items, or I'm sorry, level 3, rather. After this, if he just heads over to the north part of the forest, I believe, is where level 8 was, right east of the desert open cave. We're still making a beeline back to check that one wall. And it opens.
Bomb, so we're gonna see if this is Ganon required.
Oh, no!
And then takes a death.
Oh, no. Oh, he's going to go back there immediately to clear that room.
I think he made the same mistake I make, walking into a room of whiz robes and the flicker doesn't show them to you,
Oh,
and you just walk right into one.
that's nothing worse. Nothing worse than that. I mean, between that, getting picked off by traps, walking into a Goma room and not getting out of the way quick enough.
Yep, those are very common mistakes on my part, I know that much.
It does get a little information there that the Zols drop bombs as well. Oh,
And we have Ganon required.
yeah, time to dig those silvers. I mean, he does have a pet to both now the girl and the pig. The Russian bishop gets a Triforce out of 3. Time is now running out.
Yeah, right now for steel, it's just going to be a matter of how much time it takes to find those silvers, and if they are in 9.
That's right. There is still a good possibility that they could be in any one of the other dungeons that we fully explored yet.
And it is pretty surprising with how much of level 9 EatMySteel has cleared. He has not come across either item.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen his map, but I want to say that he's missing a huge chunk of the northeast.
Yeah, I want to say he's between half and 2/3 cleared.
Yeah. So Bishop dipped back into 3 for his item. He's getting his recorder now. And depending on whether or not he's put together that this is completely first quest, this could send him on a wild goose chase. Although, this is our first recorder on the overworld. See if it takes him to unbeaten dungeons.
And it does.
Well, is this level 8?
I think it is.
Okay.
At this point with the shapes, it's hard to remember which one was which right now.
Yeah. Well, he's leaving.
Doesn't appear that it's to unbeaten because it did take him over to Candle Row. So Russian Bishop is gonna decide to come in here and check it out though.
Oh, man. Really interesting to see what Steele says about not picking the book up in this Shape Seeds post-game interview.
Yeah, the having an atlas that could really help a lot in Shapes 9 because you never know where those non-existent rooms are going to be, and they're just speckled throughout it.
Got a push block, potentially. There it
And
is.
we have the silvers.
All right.
So now for EatMySteel, it's going to be a matter of getting back to Ganon, completing that fight, and finding the princess.
Yeah, if he's got his map marked, Should be a pretty quick journey. One staircase, and I think he was over to the east, one or two rooms out of that staircase.
And got a nice little health refill with those blue Riz robes too, so that'll help him immensely when it comes to this fight. And I believe he also has a red potion too. Correct?
He does have a red potion, so he can take one hit from Ganon. One Hyrule driver, I think. Here we go. This should be Ganon. Uh-oh.
Well, looks like he only had a blue potion too, so using that up before getting any hits in this may be tricky.
Yeah, it looks like we've got an erratic spawn pattern out of the pig thing. Looking to get that stun lock. He can take one more major hit. Nope, now he's got to be careful. Oh, it's so close. And with the wood sword, it looks like we're going to have a full HP Ganon here. It's going to take quite a few.
Yeah, I'm thinking full 15 hits on him, so worst case scenario, he'll have to backtrack and come back, but he has the information on everything. Now he's got the stun lock going.
Yep, here we go. As long as he doesn't lose it, be quick up an A.
And we have bacon, so just a matter of getting back to the princess, which, taking this staircase, it should be a quick little jaunt.
Yep. Well, I don't really think that cost him too much time.
Nah, that first staircase takes him pretty close to it, so it takes about the same amount of time as from where he was at.
Alright. Get your GGs out in the chat, guys.
Alright, and coming up, and we have EatMySteel finishing, let's see here, official SRL time of 1 hour, 1 minute, and 33 seconds. Got Russian Bishop over here, potentially going to be doing a force quit here.
Yep. Looks like EatMySteel will be joining us in the booth here shortly. Congratulations, sir.
GG's to EatMySteel.
Oh, there you go.
So, what are your thoughts on this seed? We saw a lot of good things happening, especially going towards you guys' way, especially with the 0 hit point bosses and enemies. We did have shapes though, so we had some good and we had some bad with that. What were your
Well, I like shapes, so I mean that part of it was good for me. I mean, 0 hit point enemies plus beam swords means you just get to pretty much slice your way through everything as quick as you can. The unknown dungeon numbers was probably the biggest obstacle that we had. And my thoughts before was if I lost a match, I would turn off the shuffle drop groups, which we had on this time too, but it actually worked out to my favor, so I might be rethinking that after having to run out of the wrong dungeon to buy arrows like I did.
Yeah, that was the block that we saw in the entire net.
Yeah, I think that was the only real block in the entire seed was having to go by the arrows. You also came across the recorder, power bracelet, and raft much quicker than Bishop did. Normally that would really benefit you, but it doesn't seem like it did much.
Yeah, I mean we're first quest overworld, so it wasn't doing too much. You get a couple power bracelet spots and one spot on the recorder, and that was about it. But yeah, it was good to find that stuff really early in a dungeon that I actually needed to dig and spend a key on and stuff. So that worked out pretty good.
Yeah, the one question I have for you is, you found the book in a dungeon, and you noped out on it. And being shapes, I was very surprised that you wouldn't have the chance that it might be an app.
Yeah, there's a chance, but I didn't feel like picking up the book. That's about all that was.
Well, it definitely didn't hurt you in this match.
No, I just felt like I was kind of scrambling there for a little while, looking for the proper dungeon, as I thought that one that had the Goma block, I was like, oh, this has got to be 5, I found it. This is it. And then, nope. Oh, man. I felt like I was a little behind there, just like scrambling around looking for.
It does appear that Bishop will not be joining us for a post-game interview. He did post that for his Losers Remorse flag, he's going to turn on level numbers being viewable. That certainly benefits everybody.
Yeah, that's a good flag to turn on. That very well may be my loser's remorse if I lose too.
Yeah, that doesn't bum me out.
Yeah, we're certainly not complaining from the comment.
So what held Bishop up then?
In reality, I mean, your explorations were pretty much on. He spent a lot more time digging some dungeons for items. You stumbled upon compasses, I would say, a lot quicker than he did. So you find a compass, no blinking light, you up A, and you're out of there. And it seemed like he came across those compasses a lot later in his routes through the dungeon. So he was digging the dungeons, looking for items, and trying.
Yeah, getting stuff like the compass. That's a nice thing about having the one-hit enemies on too, is you can clear out any of those rooms that you might avoid otherwise and find compasses and maps and stuff. Half the time when I was digging rooms, I wasn't even looking for items. I really wasn't. I was just Triforce and go, make sure the girl wasn't free, and then if I had to go back for items, I would.
Yep. Yeah, we when you walked in the room south of her and got Wizard beamed to the face, felt really bad.
Oh man, took so many bad deaths, and that was kind of making me nervous too. My mouth was kind of dry from that. I was like, oh god, oh man, another one, jeez. And I had to go back there and check that too, just in case,
Absolutely. I mean, that could have been, with not knowing where your opponent is, taking that death right there and possibly seeing a dot done come in. That just would have been the worst way to lose. You pulled it out.
Yeah, I was waiting for it, especially after that death right after Ganon. I had a half a heart, and I was like walking out there, like, oh, here comes the dot done. As soon as I'm walking back, clear that blue Wizzy room for like the 4th time.
So, is there anything else you're looking for?
No, this was supposed to be our game 2, but circumstances made it our game 1, so we got to get our game 2 scheduled here. We'll get her figured out. But no, otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. It was a good game. Look forward to the next.
Okay. Seth, do you have anything else for Eat My Steel tonight?
Nope, I think you pretty much answered everything. GG's to EatMySteel, GG's to Russian Bishop also. It was a good race. It was definitely a fun one to watch and be a part of the commentary for.
Yeah, thanks you guys for doing the comms and doing setup and everybody that helped out doing this. We appreciate it.
No problem. We currently have 2 matches going on right now on another stream over on Randomizer 2. Got Catastrophe against Raikou Rider. Should be in process. And at 11:30 will be Game 2 of Crystal Saber and Chess Jerk. I'm not sure where they are in Game 1, but that's on Speed Gaming 5. If you guys want to go over there and check either one of those out.
And also, everybody watching, make sure to give our racers and our restreamer Captain Greed 7 a follow. Everybody did an amazing job tonight, and we know it's been a busy night. It's been a little hectic with all the races, but we definitely enjoy everybody watching.